I stared at the bank statement showing $173.42 where $85,000 should have been. My hands were shaking so badly the paper rattled. I was standing in my childhood kitchen here in Austin, Texas. My mother was 10 feet away arranging white roses for my sister's wedding centerpieces. She was humming, actually humming, like she had not just destroyed my entire future. The smell of those roses made me want to throw up. I am Maya. I am 18 years old. And 20 minutes ago, I got a call from Wells Fargo saying there had been unusual activity on my college fund account. The account my dad set up before he died when I was 7. The account that was supposed to pay for Northwestern University. The account that was supposed to change my life. The bank representative had been so apologetic. We noticed 3 large withdrawals over the past 2 months, Miss Chen. We wanted to verify these were authorized. I had not authorized anything. I had not touched that account. I was not supposed to touch it until tuition was due in 3 weeks. But someone else had touched it. Someone had taken every single dollar. Mom looked up from her roses. She saw my face. "Sweetie, can you hand me the wire cutters?" Her voice was so light, so casual. Like this was any normal Saturday afternoon in our Travis Heights neighborhood. Like my Northwestern acceptance letter was not sitting on that counter right next to her. Like my whole world was not collapsing. I could not move. I could not breathe. The paper in my hands felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds. "Mom." My voice came out flat. "Dead. Where is my college fund?" Her hands paused on the roses. Just for a second. Then she kept working. "We will talk about this later, Maya. Your sister's wedding is in 8 days, and I have 400 centerpieces to finish. The bank said you withdrew $85,000. I walked closer. My legs felt weird. Numb. In 3 separate transactions over the past 2 months, you forged my signature. She finally looked at me. Really looked at me. And her face showed annoyance. Not guilt. Not shame. Annoyance. "I did not forge anything, Maya. I am the custodial account holder. I had every legal right to access those funds. For my education." I could hear my voice rising. "Dad set it up for my education. And your sister's wedding is an investment in her future." Mom set down the scissors. The sound of metal hitting granite made me flinch. "Do you know what it costs to have a wedding at the Laguna Gloria? 30,000 just for the venue. The dress was 8,000. Catering for 200 guests. The photographer Amber wanted flies in from California. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event. So is college." My voice cracked. I hated that it cracked. "I got into Northwestern. That was Dad's dream school. He started that fund when I was born. Your father left you that money to help this family." Mom's voice went cold. Sharp like broken glass. "Amber is family. She deserves a beautiful wedding. You can go to community college for 2 years and transfer. You are being incredibly selfish right now." That word hit me like a punch to the stomach. Selfish. I had spent 4 years of high school taking care of my little brother Josh, while Mom worked 60-hour weeks. I had tutored Amber through her college algebra class when she was failing. I had cooked dinners and cleaned this house and never complained. I had given up Friday nights and school dances and time with friends to be the responsible one, the helpful one, the one who never caused problems. And I was selfish. Before I tell you what happened next, I need you to do something. If you have ever had someone you trusted completely betray you, hit that like button right now, because what I am about to tell you gets so much worse. And if you have ever been called selfish for wanting what is rightfully yours, go ahead and subscribe, because this story is about to take a turn nobody saw coming. Grandma Lily set up that fund. I said it quietly. Before she died, she sold her house in Seattle and put the money in trust for Dad to manage for my education. She made him promise. "Your grandmother has been dead for 15 years, Maya." Mom picked up another rose. "Things change. Needs change. Amber needs this wedding. Amber is 26 years old, marrying a software engineer who makes 6 figures. My voice was shaking now. Tyler can afford whatever wedding she wants. I cannot afford Northwestern without that money. Then maybe Northwestern is not where you are meant to be." Mom did not even look up. "You can take a gap year. Work. Save money. Austin has plenty of opportunities." I looked at my mother. Really looked at her. Diane Chen, 52 years old. Real estate agent. PTA president for 10 years. The woman who taught me to work hard and dream big. The woman who was now telling me my dreams mattered less than my sister's party. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out. A text from Amber. Mom said you are upset about money. You know I did not ask her to use your fund right. But honestly, Maya, this is my wedding. Can you please just be happy for me for once? You always make everything about you. I read that text 3 times. They had talked about this, discussed it, decided together that my future was worth less than one day, one white dress, one fancy dinner. Something inside me went very quiet, very still. I am going to stay with Aunt Rachel, I said. Do not be dramatic. You stole $85,000 from me. Each word came out careful, controlled. I am not being dramatic. I am leaving. I turned toward the stairs. I needed to pack. I needed to get out of this house. I needed to breathe. If you walk out that door over this. Mom's voice stopped me. Don't bother coming to your sister's wedding. I turned back. Are you seriously giving me an ultimatum right now? I am telling you that family sticks together. Her face was set. Hard. Amber is heartbroken that you are not happier for her. This wedding has been stressful enough without you making it about your college fund. You need to decide what kind of person you are, Maya. The kind who supports her sister's happiness, or the kind who only cares about herself. I walked upstairs without another word. My room looked exactly like I left it this morning. Navy blue comforter, organized desk, corkboard covered with college acceptance letters. Northwestern, UT Austin, Rice, Georgia Tech. I had gotten into all of them. I had chosen Northwestern because of Dad, because he went there for his master's degree, because he used to wear his Northwestern hoodie every weekend, because when I was little he would say, someday you will go somewhere even better, sweetie, somewhere that challenges you, somewhere that makes you extraordinary. I threw clothes into my backpack, laptop, chargers, the framed photo of Dad and me at the Texas State Capitol when I was 6. He was wearing his burnt orange UT hoodie. I was wearing a plastic yellow hard hat from a campus engineering tour. We were both laughing. My phone rang. Aunt Rachel. Maya. Your mom just called me. She said you are having a breakdown over Amber's wedding expenses. Of course she did. Aunt Rachel, she stole my entire college fund. $85,000 for centerpieces and a dress. Silence. Then, she what? I have the bank statements. 3 withdrawals. I cannot go to Northwestern now. The tuition deadline is in 3 weeks. I am coming to get you right now. Rachel's voice was firm. Pack whatever you need. We are going to figure this out. 20 minutes later, I was sitting in Aunt Rachel's Honda Civic driving away from the only home I had ever known. Rachel did not ask questions. She just drove. Her hand reached over and squeezed mine once. When we got to her house in the Bolden Creek neighborhood, she made tea, set me up in her guest room, told me to breathe. I sat on the bed and opened my email. There was a new message from Northwestern Financial Aid Office. Subject: Tuition Payment Deadline Reminder. Dear Maya Chen, this is a reminder that your first semester tuition payment of $28,500 is due by July 15th. Failure to pay by this date will result in cancellation of your enrollment. July 15th, 3 weeks from today. I put my phone down, closed my eyes, tried not to cry. But then Rachel knocked on my door. She had a metal file box in her hands, an old one, dusty. Maya, she sat down next to me. I need to show you something. Something I have been holding on to since you were 12 years old. She opened the box. Inside was a sealed envelope. Cream-colored paper. My name written across the front in elegant handwriting I recognized. Grandma Lily's handwriting. When your grandmother died, there was a will. Rachel's voice was quiet. Your dad and your mom were both at the reading. I was there too because Lily asked me to be executor of one specific part of her estate. This part. She handed me the envelope. What is this? Open it. My hands were shaking again. I broke the seal. Inside was a letter. But there was something else too. Another envelope. Smaller. It said across the front, "Open only if Diane proves me right about her character." What I am about to tell you is going to change everything. Hit that subscribe button right now because Chapter 2 reveals what your grandmother left you, what your mother does not know about. Comment below what you think is in that second envelope. Chapter 2 drops next, and trust me, you are not going to believe what happens when Maya opens that letter. When I opened that envelope from Grandma Lily, my hands would not stop shaking. Aunt Rachel was sitting next to me on her guest bed in this small house in Bolden Creek. The envelope was old, heavy cream paper. My name written across the front in handwriting I recognized even though I had not seen it in 6 years. Rachel had pulled this from a metal file box, a box she said she had been keeping for me since I was 12 years old, since the day Grandma Lily died. I need to tell you what happened 6 years ago. Because what I am about to reveal changes everything you think you know about my family. It was a Tuesday in March when Dad got the call. Grandma Lily had died in her sleep in Seattle. She was 74. The funeral was small. I was 12. I remember wearing a black dress that was too big. I remember the rain. I remember Dad crying. I had never seen him cry before. 3 days after the funeral, we all went to a lawyer's office in downtown Seattle. The building overlooked Puget Sound, gray water, gray sky. Everything felt gray. The lawyer was an old man named Howard Brennan. He had white hair and kind eyes, and he had known Grandma Lily for 40 years. He read through the will slowly. Some jewelry to friends, books to the library, her car to a cousin in Portland. Then he got to the house. Grandma Lily owned a house in the Queen Anne neighborhood, a beautiful old craftsman she had lived in for 30 years. Mr. Brennan cleared his throat. The house had sold for $450,000. I remember Mom sitting up straighter. Dad squeezed her hand. Mr. Brennan read from the document. $100,000 will be placed in an educational trust for my granddaughter Maya Chen, to be managed by her father James Chen, to be used solely for college education expenses. I was 12. I did not understand what that meant. But I remember thinking $100,000 sounded like all the money in the world. Then Mr. Brennan kept reading. And this is the part my mother never talks about, the part she wants to forget. The remaining $350,000 will be placed in a secondary trust for Maya Chen, to be held and managed by Rachel Morrison. The money cannot be touched until Maya turns 21 years old. The room went silent. I looked at Aunt Rachel. She looked as surprised as everyone else. Mom spoke first. Her voice was tight. I am sorry. Did you say $350,000 goes to Maya, our 12-year-old daughter? Mr. Brennan nodded. The funds are held in trust. Maya cannot access them until age 21. Mrs. Morrison serves as trustee. The money is invested conservatively. All gains remain in the trust. Why? Mom was gripping the armrests of her chair. Why would Rachel manage it? James is her father. Mr. Brennan pulled out another document. He looked uncomfortable. Mrs. Chen left a letter explaining her reasoning. She asked that I read it aloud. Before I tell you what that letter said, I need you to understand something. If you have ever had a family member see through someone you love and call them out, hit that like button right now. Because what my grandmother wrote 6 years ago predicted everything that just happened to me. Mr. Brennan started reading in Grandma Lily's voice. From her words, to my son James. I love you with my whole heart. You are a good man and a wonderful father. But I have watched your wife Diane for 12 years now, and I have concerns. She loves appearances. She loves status. She loves her eldest daughter Amber in a way that is not healthy. And she overlooks Maya in ways that break my heart. I was 12 years old sitting in that office listening to my grandmother call out my mother from beyond the grave. I did not fully understand then, but I do now. The letter continued. I am leaving $100,000 for Maya's college in a fund you will manage, James, because I trust you. But I am leaving the bulk of my estate to Maya directly, managed by Rachel, because I do not trust Diane to put Maya's needs first. I have seen how she prioritizes Amber, how she spends money on Amber's wants while Maya goes without. I am protecting my granddaughter the only way I can. Mom stood up. This is insane. James, you are not going to let your mother insult me like this. But Dad just sat there, quiet. He did not defend Mom. He did not argue with the will, and looking back now, I understand why. He knew. Deep down, he knew his mother was right. The lawyer finished reading. There was more. About how the trust should be managed. About investment strategies. About how Rachel should never tell Diane the full amount. About how, if Diane ever tried to access Maya's college fund for anything other than education, Rachel should intervene. Grandma Lily had seen it coming. 6 years before it happened, she had seen exactly what my mother would do. Amber was at that will reading too. She was 20 years old, home from college. And when she heard that I was getting $350,000 and she was getting nothing, she lost it. This is bullsh. Amber actually cursed in front of the lawyer. I was her granddaughter too. Why does Maya get everything? Mr. Brennan looked at his papers. There is a section here addressing that. He read, I am leaving nothing to Amber, because Amber has always had more than enough attention and resources from her mother. Amber will be fine. Maya needs protection. Amber stormed out. Mom followed her. I could hear them in the hallway. Mom saying it was not fair. Amber crying. Both of them angry. Dad and Aunt Rachel stayed. They signed papers. They set up the trust. And then 8 months later, Dad died. Sudden heart attack at 41. And in the chaos of losing him, everyone kind of forgot about the trust. Mom focused on the $100,000 college fund she could see. The fund she just stole from me. She never asked about the rest. And Rachel never told her. That was 6 years ago. I am sitting on Rachel's guest bed now, 18 years old, and I am holding the letter Grandma Lily left for me. I opened it with shaking hands. The paper was thin, delicate. Her handwriting was shaky but clear. My dearest Maya, if you are reading this, it means I am gone. I am so sorry I will not be there to see you grow up, to see you graduate, to see you become the amazing woman I know you will be. I have left you money, a lot of money. Not because I think money solves problems, but because I want you to have choices. I want you to have freedom. I want you to be able to build a life on your own terms without depending on your mother. Your mother loves you, but she does not see you. Not really. She sees Amber, and I am afraid that will not change. So I am giving you options. The trust is there. Aunt Rachel will help you access it when you turn 21. Or sooner, if you need it for education. My throat was tight. My eyes were burning. Grandma Lily had known. She had seen me, really seen me, in a way my mother never had. But then I saw it. At the bottom of the envelope. Another envelope. Smaller. Sealed. Rachel pointed to it. I have never opened that one. Your grandmother told me to give it to you only if certain conditions were met. I looked at the writing on the front. Open only if Diane proves me right about her character. My mother had just stolen $85,000 from me. She had called me selfish. She had chosen Amber's wedding over my education. She had proven Grandma Lily right in the worst possible way. I broke the seal. Inside was a single piece of paper, account numbers, a name, Margaret Liu, and a note in Grandma Lily's handwriting. If you are reading this, it means your mother has shown her true colors. I am so sorry I was right about her. I wish I had been wrong, but I made sure you would be protected. There is one more thing she does not know about. One more safety net I put in place. Call Margaret Liu at Seattle First National Bank. Tell her you are my granddaughter. Tell her it is time. She has been waiting for you. I looked at Rachel. Who is Margaret Liu? Rachel shook her head. I have no idea. Your grandmother never mentioned her to me. This is the moment where everything changed. If you are invested in Maya's story, hit that subscribe button right now, because what Margaret Liu reveals is going to blow your mind. And drop a comment telling me what you think Grandma Lily left behind. Because trust me, it is more than anyone expected. I pulled out my phone. My hands were still shaking. I dialed the number written on the paper. It rang 3 times. Seattle First National Bank, Private Wealth Management. This is Margaret Liu speaking. My voice came out quiet, shaky. Hi, my name is Maya Chen. I am calling about my grandmother, Lily Chen. There was a pause. Then her voice changed, became warmer. Maya, I have been waiting for your call for 6 years. Your grandmother set up very specific instructions for me. She said you would call when you needed help, when your mother had finally done what she predicted she would do. What did she set up? What else is there? Margaret's voice was gentle. Maya, your grandmother did not just leave you the trust fund your aunt manages. She opened another account. In your name only. She deposited $1,000 every single month from the time you were born until the day she died. 12 years of deposits, plus 18 years of compound interest and investment growth. I could not breathe. How much? $287,000. The account is in your name. You control it completely. Your mother has no access, no knowledge of it. Your grandmother made absolutely sure of that. I sat down hard on the bed. Rachel grabbed my arm to steady me. I had thought I had nothing. I had thought my college fund was gone and my future was destroyed. But Grandma Lily had left me $287,000 that my mother did not even know existed. And that was not even counting the $350,000 in the trust. The trust that was now worth $425,000 after 6 years of growth. I went from having $173 to having over $700,000 in less than an hour. Margaret Liu was still talking. Maya, there is something else you need to know. Your mother called our bank 2 years ago. She tried to get information about any accounts under your name. She said she needed it for financial aid applications. We refused to give her anything without your direct consent. She has been looking for this money. She has known something was out there. She just could not find it. My mother had been hunting for this money for years, and now I knew why she took my college fund. She thought it was all I had. She thought she could force me to stay small, to stay dependent, to give up my dreams. But she was wrong. Grandma Lily had made sure of that. Grandma Lily had protected me in ways I was only just beginning to understand. Margaret, what do I need to do to access the account? I can have the paperwork ready by Monday. You are 18 now. The account is yours. You can transfer it, invest it, use it for tuition, whatever you need. I hung up the phone, looked at Rachel. She was crying. Your grandmother loved you so much, Maya. She saw this coming, all of it, and she made sure you would be okay. But I was not thinking about being okay. I was thinking about my mother, about how she had stolen from me believing I had no other options, about how she was about to discover I did not need her, about how I was about to pay for Northwestern myself, and I was thinking about one more thing. If my mother had been lying about the money, what else had she been lying about? Chapter 3 is where I dig deeper, where I find out exactly how much my mother has stolen over the years. Hit subscribe so you do not miss what happens when I start following the money trail. Comment below if you think I should confront my mother now or wait, because what I found next made me realize the college fund was just the beginning. The next morning I called Margaret Liu back. I needed to understand exactly what Grandma Lily had left me. I needed to know the full picture before I made any moves. Margaret answered on the second ring. Maya, I have been hoping you would call back. There is more we need to discuss. I was sitting at Aunt Rachel's kitchen table. The morning sun was coming through the window. I had barely slept. My mind kept spinning with numbers. 350,000 in the trust, 287,000 in the account Margaret told me about. But something was nagging at me. Something felt incomplete. Margaret, my grandmother opened that account when I was born. $1,000 a month for 12 years, until she died. That is correct. But I am 18 now. It has been 6 more years since she died. How is there $287,000? That math does not add up. There was a pause. Then Margaret spoke carefully. Your grandmother was very thorough, Maya. She did not just deposit money while she was alive. She set up the account to continue growing. High-yield savings with compound interest. Conservative stock investments that generated dividends. She structured it so the money would work for itself even after she was gone. My throat felt tight. She thought of everything. She did. And there is one more thing you should know. Your mother called our bank 2 years ago. She told us she was your mother, and she needed information about any accounts under your name. She said it was for college financial aid applications. We refused to release any information without your direct written consent, but she tried. She has been looking for this money for years. I felt cold all over. Mom had been hunting for Grandma Lily's accounts. She knew there was more money somewhere. She just could not find it. So when she took my college fund, she thought that was all I had. Yes, I believe she thought if she took that money, you would have no choice but to depend on her, to do what she wanted, to give up Northwestern and stay local. But she was wrong. She was very wrong. I hung up and sat there staring at my phone. I had over $700,000. My mother had no idea, and I was going to keep it that way. I wanted to see exactly how far she would go, believing I was powerless. If you have ever wanted to watch someone dig their own grave, hit that like button right now, because what my mother did next proved she had been planning this for a long time. And subscribe because this story is about to get wild. 2 hours later, my phone started blowing up. Text messages, dozens of them, from aunts and uncles and cousins, all saying the same thing. Are you okay? Your mom said you are having a breakdown. We are here for you. I opened the group text. It was a family thread Mom had created. 40 people. Everyone who would be at Amber's wedding. Mom had written a long message. I am reaching out because I am worried about Maya. She has been under a lot of stress with college applications and she is not handling it well. She has been making accusations about money and family and saying things that are not true. I think she is jealous of Amber's wedding and happiness. I am asking everyone to be patient with her right now. She is going through something, and we need to support her with love and understanding. I read it 3 times. She was painting me as mentally unstable, jealous, a liar. She was getting ahead of the story, making sure everyone would doubt me before I could tell them the truth. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Maya. Hi, this is Patricia Vance. I am your sister's wedding planner and a close friend of your mother's. I know who you are. Her voice was syrupy sweet. I just wanted to reach out because I know there has been some tension in the family lately. Money stuff is always hard. I have seen it tear families apart. I am calling as a neutral party to see if maybe we can find a solution that works for everyone. A solution. Yes, your mom mentioned that you are upset about the college fund, and I completely understand. But honey, your sister's wedding is in 5 days. Whatever is going on, whatever needs to be worked out. Can it wait until after the wedding? For Amber's sake? No. Her voice changed, got harder. Maya, I have been in this business for 15 years. I have seen family drama ruin beautiful weddings. I am asking you, as someone who cares about your family, please do not make a scene at this wedding. I am not planning to make a scene. I am planning to tell the truth. The truth. She laughed, but it was not friendly. Your mother said you have been struggling, that you might say things that are not accurate, things that could be hurtful. She stole $85,000 from me. That is accurate. Silence. Then Patricia spoke very carefully. I am going to be honest with you, Maya. I have been documenting some concerning behavior, texts you have sent, calls you have made, things you have said that could be seen as, well, erratic. If you try to cause problems at this wedding, I have security at the venue, and I have documentation that could be used to show you are not in a stable mental state right now. Are you threatening me? I am protecting my client. Your sister deserves her perfect day, and I will make sure she gets it. She hung up. I sat there shaking. They were building a case against me, documenting everything, preparing to discredit me if I spoke up. But they did not know what I knew. They did not know I had evidence. They did not know I could prove every word. I started documenting everything myself. I took screenshots of the bank statements showing the 3 withdrawals. I photographed the original college fund paperwork Dad had signed. The paperwork that said in clear language, this fund is to be used solely for Maya Chen's post-secondary education expenses. I saved every text message Mom and Amber had sent me, every group message, every voicemail. Then I did something strategic. I contacted Northwestern. I explained the situation calmly and professionally. My college fund was stolen. I am working with law enforcement and I have access to other funds. I need 1 week to sort this out. Can you extend my tuition deadline? They said yes. They were understanding. They had dealt with family financial issues before. Then I started reaching out to family members individually, not through the group text, private messages. I sent them copies of the bank statements. I sent them the original fund documents. I wrote short, simple messages. This is not a mental health issue. This is theft. Here is the proof. Most people did not respond. They were too uncomfortable, too loyal to Mom. But 2 of my cousins, Jennifer and Marcus, they responded right away. Jennifer wrote, "Oh my God, Maya, I had no idea. I am so sorry I believed your mom. This is awful." Marcus called me. His voice was angry. "Your mother is lying to everyone. I just looked at the documents you sent. This is fraud. Have you called the police?" "Not yet. You should. This is serious." "I know." That night Josh texted me. He was being careful. Short messages, deleting them after I read them. "Mom does not know I am talking to you, but I heard her and Amber last night. They were talking about how to handle you at the wedding. Amber said you always make everything about yourself. Mom said you are just jealous. They think you will get over it." I wrote back. "Did they say anything else?" "Yeah. Last month I heard them talking about the college fund. Amber said you could just take out student loans like everyone else, that you did not really need all that money." I saved every message. This proved they had planned it. They had talked about it. They had decided together to take my future. Then I got a DM on Instagram from Tyler, Amber's fiancé. Hey Maya, I know things are weird right now. Amber told me about the college fund situation. I did not know that money was specifically yours. I offered to pay for more of the wedding myself, but your mom really wanted to contribute. She said it was important to her. I think maybe there was a misunderstanding. Can we talk after the wedding and sort this out? I stared at that message. Tyler had no idea. He thought this was a misunderstanding. He thought his future mother-in-law was being generous. He did not know she was a thief. I did not respond. Not yet. That afternoon I got an email. From an address I did not recognize. No subject line. I almost deleted it thinking it was spam. But something made me open it. Inside was a PDF. Wedding vendor invoices. Real invoices with dates and amounts and signatures. Laguna Gloria venue rental, $12,000. Not the $30,000 mom claimed. Wedding dress from Kleinfeld Bridal, $3,200, not $8,000. Photography by Austin Wedding Photos, $4,500. Catering by Ruby's Kitchen, $8,000 for 150 guests, not 200 guests. I did the math 3 times. The total came to $42,000. Maybe 45 with flowers and small stuff. Mom took $85,000 from my college fund, but the wedding only cost $42,000. Where was the other $43,000? I scrolled down. There was another attachment. Bank statements. For an account under Diane Chen's name. My mother's name. There it was. A deposit dated April 23rd. $43,000. The same day as the final withdrawal from my college fund. She kept it. She took my college money. Spent half on Amber's wedding. And kept the rest for herself. Are you kidding me right now? If you are as angry as I am, hit that like button. Comment what you think I should do with this evidence. And subscribe, because next chapter is where I confront my entire family with the truth. My hands were shaking. The email had one more line at the bottom. Your mother has been stealing from you longer than you know. Check your father's life insurance policy. Ask how much it was really worth. A friend. I looked at Aunt Rachel. She was reading over my shoulder. Her face had gone pale. Rachel, do you know anything about Dad's life insurance? She shook her head. Your mother told us it was a small policy, maybe $50,000. She said she used it for funeral expenses and to pay down debt. What if she lied? What if it was more? Rachel pulled out her phone, started searching. I watched her face change as she found something. Maya. Life insurance policies are public record if you know where to look. And I know your dad worked for Bergstrom Engineering. They had a standard policy for all employees. How much? $500,000. The room tilted. $500,000. Mom told everyone it was $50,000. Where did the other $450,000 go? I need to find out who sent me this email. I need to know what else Mom has been hiding. Rachel squeezed my hand. We will figure it out. But Maya, if your mother stole your father's life insurance too, if she has been lying about money for 11 years, this is bigger than the college fund. This is a pattern. I know. And I am going to prove it. But first I am going to let her think she won. I am going to let her believe I am powerless and broke and desperate. And then I am going to show up at that wedding rehearsal dinner with every piece of evidence. And I am going to watch her try to explain this to everyone. What happens when Maya walks into that rehearsal dinner with proof of everything is something you do not want to miss. Hit subscribe right now. Comment your predictions. Because Chapter 4 is where this family finally faces the truth. And it is going to be explosive. I am sitting in my car outside Vintage Villas on Lake Travis, and I can see my mother through the window laughing with wedding guests. In exactly 3 minutes, I am going to walk through those doors with evidence that will destroy every lie she has told. My hands are shaking. Rachel is in the passenger seat looking at me with concern, but we both know there is no turning back now. This is 5 days after I filed that police report with Detective Sandra Martinez from Austin PD Financial Crimes Division. 5 days since I sat in that station and watched her face change as she reviewed the bank statements and invoices. Fraud, embezzlement, identity theft for forged signatures, those were the words she used. Those are the charges my mother Diane Chen is facing. But the legal system moves slowly and I am done waiting. Before I tell you what happens when I walk through those doors, let me back up 48 hours because that is when everything exploded. If you have ever had to choose between protecting yourself and protecting someone who never protected you, hit that like button right now. 2 days ago, I got the call that changed everything. Unknown number. I almost did not answer. A woman's voice. Professional but nervous. Maya, this is Patricia Vance. I am your mother's best friend and the wedding planner for Amber's wedding. I need to tell you something. I cannot live with this anymore. I pulled over on Lamar Boulevard. My heart was pounding. Patricia, the woman who had been at our house 100 times, who my mother called her closest friend. She was the anonymous emailer. She told me she started feeling guilty 3 months ago when the numbers stopped making sense. Diane kept saying she had an $85,000 budget, but then cutting costs on everything. The flowers went from premium to standard. The photographer went from luxury package to basic. Patricia did the math. Diane was only spending about half the budget. When Patricia asked about it, Diane got defensive, angry. How I manage family money is none of your business, Patricia. But the final straw happened 2 weeks ago. Patricia overheard my mother on the phone with a financial advisor. My stomach dropped when Patricia told me what she heard. Diane asking about investment options for $40,000. My mother was not just stealing my college fund. She was planning to invest the money she stole. Patricia sent me everything. Recorded conversations. Texas is a one-party consent state, so they are completely legal. In one recording, Diane admits she took my college fund, but insists she had the right to reallocate family resources. Text messages between Diane and Amber where they joke about me being dramatic about money. And an email. An email from 4 months ago from Diane to the venue coordinator. It said I have $85,000 budget from my daughter's college fund that she won't need since she can get scholarships. She put it in writing. She admitted it in an email. I sat in my parked car on the side of the road reading these messages and I could not breathe. Everything I suspected was true. Everything I had been told I was imagining was documented fact. That night Josh showed up at my apartment. He looked nervous, guilty. He was carrying something. Maya, I found this in the garage. Dad's old laptop. I think you need to see what is on it. My father, Michael Chen, died when I was 7 years old. Pancreatic cancer. I barely remember him. But Josh is 26. He remembers everything. We opened the laptop. The battery was dead, but Josh had brought the charger. When it powered up, there were files, emails, videos. And what I found made me sit down hard on my apartment floor. Emails from my dad to my grandmother, Lily, sent 3 months before he died. Mom, I am worried about Diane's spending. She bought Amber a $30,000 car without discussing it with me. I am concerned she is hiding financial decisions. Promise me Maya's college fund will be protected. Can we require both signatures? I love my wife, but I don't trust her judgment with money and our daughters. My dad saw it. Years ago, he saw my mother's favoritism. He saw her reckless spending. He tried to protect my future before he died. But there was more. A video file. Dated 2 weeks before his death. My 7th birthday. I clicked it with shaking hands. My father's face filled the screen. He looked thin, tired, sick. But his eyes were focused directly at the camera. Maya, if you are watching this, I am gone. You are brilliant and destined for amazing things. Your college fund is yours. If anyone tries to tell you that you don't deserve it, they are wrong. Go to Northwestern. Do not let anyone dim your light. I love you, Maya Bear. I had not heard that nickname in 18 years. Maya Bear. I did not even remember he called me that. But hearing his voice say it broke something open in my chest. I sat on my apartment floor and sobbed. Josh sat next to me and cried too. Rachel came over an hour later. Found me still on the floor surrounded by printed emails and bank statements. She did not say anything, just sat down and held me. And that is when I broke. Really broke. I just wanted Mom to love me as much as she loves Amber. The words came out choked and ugly. That is all I ever wanted, Rachel. To matter as much as she does. To be chosen. To be protected. And I never was. Rachel was quiet for a long time. Then she said something I did not expect. Maya, do you know why I moved to San Antonio 7 years ago? I thought it was for her job at the consulting firm. I was wrong. I moved because Diane made my life hell. Your mother and my mother, Diane. They have the same sickness. The same need to have a favorite and a scapegoat. My whole childhood, Diane was the golden child. I was the problem. Nothing I did was ever good enough. When I got into UT Austin, my mother said it was not as impressive as Diane getting into Texas State. When I got promoted, my mother said I was probably sleeping with my boss. I had to leave to survive. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. You are not losing a mother who loved you, Maya. You are finally seeing clearly that she never did. That is not your failure, it is hers. We sat there together on my apartment floor, and something shifted. I was done trying to win my mother's love. I was done hoping she would choose me. I was going to fight for what my father wanted me to have. The next morning, I made a decision. I created a private Facebook group, called it The Truth About Maya's College Fund. I invited all 40 people attending tonight's rehearsal dinner. My mother's sisters, my cousins, family friends, everyone. And I posted everything. Bank statements showing the 3 withdrawals of $85,000. The original fund documents stating solely for Maya Chen's educational expenses. Wedding vendor invoices showing actual costs of $42,000. Diane's bank statement showing the $43,000 deposit into her personal account. The text messages between my mother and Amber. Diane's email to the venue about using my $85,000 fund. Patricia's witness statement. The police report number. I kept it simple. Just facts. Here is what happened. Here is the proof. Make your own judgment. The group exploded within minutes. Comments started flooding in. Some family members defending Diane saying I must be mistaken. Some expressing shock. Some demanding explanation. My cousin Jennifer wrote, I always knew something was off. Cousin Marcus posted, this is theft, plain and simple. Diane saw the group 6 minutes after I posted. My phone rang. I let it go to voicemail, but she called again immediately. And again. On the 4th call, I answered and hit record. She was screaming. Actually screaming so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. How dare you? How dare you post private family business? You are going to be arrested for defamation. I will sue you for everything. I stayed calm. Mom, everything I posted is documented fact. Bank statements are not defamation. That money was family money. Her voice was shrill. I had every right to use it. There it was. Admission. It was designated for my education. Dad set it up specifically for me. You are an ungrateful brat trying to ruin your sister's wedding because you are jealous. I am not jealous, Mom. I am angry that you stole from me. She was breathing hard. I could hear her pacing. Then I went for it. Where is the other $43,000, Mom? Silence. Long enough that I thought she hung up. Then she stammered. That is none of your business. You deposited it into your personal account. What did you use it for? That is my compensation. Her voice was defensive now. For raising you for 18 years. For everything I sacrificed. I almost laughed. You think raising your daughter entitles you to steal her college fund. I gave you a roof over your head, food, clothes, private school, violin lessons. You owe me. I do not owe you $43,000 for doing the bare minimum a parent is supposed to do. She hung up. I immediately posted the recording to the Facebook group. The reaction was instant. Even family members who had defended her went quiet. My Aunt Susan commented, Diane, what have you done? Uncle Robert wrote, this is unacceptable. You need to make this right. Then Amber started texting. 12 messages in 15 minutes. The first few were begging. Maya, please take down the post. Please do not do this. You are ruining everything. Then they turned angry. You are a selfish person. Tyler's groomsmen will physically remove you if you show up tonight. You are dead to me. Finally, a message from my mother. If you embarrass me and your sister tomorrow night, you will never be part of this family again. I stared at that text for a long time. Then I wrote back. I stopped being part of this family the day you chose Amber's party over my future. See you at 7. Diane said raising her daughter deserves $43,000 compensation. If you are ready to see Maya walk in and expose everything, smash that like button. Comment, justice for Maya. Subscribe because the confrontation you have been waiting for is next. Now I am here, sitting in this car. Rachel reaches over and squeezes my hand. You ready? No, but I am doing it anyway. I grab my phone with all the evidence. Police report memorized. Dad's words in my heart. Go to Northwestern. Do not let anyone dim your light. I open the car door. The evening air is warm. I can hear music and laughter from inside the venue. Through the tall windows, I see my mother at the head table. She is wearing a cream-colored dress, hair perfect, makeup flawless, playing the role of proud mother of the bride, laughing with guests, raising her wine glass. Rachel and I walk across the parking lot. Our footsteps echo. My heart is hammering so hard I can feel it in my throat. We reach the entrance. The door is heavy wood and glass. I can see everything inside. The rehearsal dinner is in full swing. Amber in a white dress. Tyler beside her. Grandma Lily at a corner table. My cousins. My aunts and uncles. 40 people who all saw my Facebook posts. 40 people who know exactly why I am here. I put my hand on the door handle. It is cool under my palm. Rachel stands beside me. I look at her, and she nods. I push the door open and every head in the room turns toward me. What happens when Maya walks into that rehearsal dinner is absolutely explosive, and you are not going to believe my mother's reaction. Hit subscribe right now so you do not miss Chapter 5. Comment below what you would say if you were me. I will see you in the next one. I push open the heavy wooden door at Vintage Villas, and every single head in that rehearsal dinner turns toward me. The room overlooks Lake Travis, and the sunset is painting everything orange and gold through the floor-to-ceiling windows. 40 people staring. 40 people who saw my Facebook posts. 40 people who are about to witness the truth. My mother Diane freezes at the bar holding a glass of wine. Amber stands up from the head table in her white rehearsal dress. Her face goes red. What the hell are you doing here? I walk to the center of the room. My heels click on the hardwood floor. Rachel is right behind me. I can feel everyone's eyes burning into me, but I keep my shoulders back. I am here because I am part of this family. And everyone needs to hear the truth. Get out. Diane's voice is low and venomous. You are not welcome here. You are sabotaging your sister's wedding. I am telling the truth. Most of you saw it on Facebook, but some of you might not believe it without hearing it in person. This is the moment 5 days after I filed a police report for fraud and embezzlement against my own mother. 5 days after Patricia Vance gave me recordings that proved everything. This is the confrontation I have been building toward since I discovered $85,000 missing from my college fund. And there is no going back now. If you have ever had to stand up in front of your entire family and expose someone you loved, hit that like button because what happens next changed everything. Uncle Frank steps forward. He is Diane's older brother. Owns a construction company here in Austin. Practical guy. No nonsense. Those are serious accusations, Maya. Your mother says you faked the documents. I pull out my phone and walk to the presentation screen. The venue has an 80-inch screen set up for the rehearsal slideshow. I connect my phone. The bank statements fill the screen. Everyone can see them now. $85,000 balance on January 15th. 3 withdrawals. February 12th. March 18th. April 22nd. Each one for $28,333. The original college fund documents signed by my father, James Chen. His signature right there for everyone to see. Call Wells Fargo right now. The account number is on the screen. Verify the transaction history. I will wait. My cousin Jennifer stands up. She is 24. Works in banking. I already called yesterday with Maya's permission. The statements are real. I verified everything. Diane goes pale. This is a private family matter. I cut her off. You made it public when you posted on Facebook that I am mentally ill. You made it public when you told everyone I am having a breakdown. So let's be public. I switched to the next image. Wedding vendor invoices. Venue cost $12,000, not the $30,000 you told me. Dress cost $3,200, not $8,000. Flowers cost $4,000, not $9,000. Total wedding expenses $42,000. Then I show Diane's bank statement. $43,000 deposited into your personal account the same day as the final withdrawal from my fund. You kept half for yourself. The room erupts. People start talking over each other. Someone gasps. Uncle Frank's wife covers her mouth. This is my rehearsal dinner. Amber is screaming now. Actually screaming. You are ruining everything. Get out. Get out right now. Tyler stands next to her looking confused. He is her fiancé. Nice guy. Works in tech. Comes from money. Amber, did you know about this? You told me your mom was helping with wedding costs from her savings. I did not ask where the money came from. Amber's voice is shrill. That is between Maya and Mom. This has nothing to do with me. I pull up the recording, the one from 2 days ago when my mother called me screaming. I hit play and Diane's voice fills the entire room through the presentation speakers. That money was family money. I had every right to use it. You are an ungrateful brat trying to ruin your sister's wedding because you are jealous. That is my compensation for raising you for 18 years. The room goes completely silent. You could hear a pin drop. Tyler's parents are sitting at a table near the windows and his mother's face is horrified. Uncle Frank is staring at Diane like he does not recognize her. Diane, did you really steal $85,000 from your daughter's college fund? Uncle Frank's voice is quiet, but everyone hears it. My mother's face crumbles. She tries different tactics, cycles through them like she is reading from a script. Maya can get scholarships. Community college is perfectly fine. Amber's wedding is once in a lifetime. Your father would have wanted the family to be happy. I play the next video, my dad's message, the one I found on his old laptop. His face fills the screen. He looks thin and tired, but his eyes are focused directly at the camera. Maya, your college fund is yours. If anyone tells you that you don't deserve it, they are wrong. Go to Northwestern. Do not let anyone dim your light. I love you, Maya Bear. I watch the room as they watch my father. Some people are crying. Uncle Frank has his hand over his mouth. Even some of Amber's friends look uncomfortable. The video ends. Silence. Then Diane starts crying, real tears streaming down her face. James did not understand how expensive things are. I have been struggling financially for years. I needed that money. Then ask me. My voice comes out quieter than I intended. Do not steal it. Do not lie about it. Do not call me selfish for wanting what Dad and Grandma Lily left specifically for me. Tyler's mother stands up. She is elegant, wealthy, clearly appalled by what she is witnessing. Diane, this is theft. You committed fraud against your own daughter. Tyler turns to Amber. Did you know she took Maya's college money? I knew Mom was helping pay for things. Amber is deflecting now, her voice defensive. Maya is being overdramatic. She always makes everything about her. Jennifer stands up. Amber, there are bank statements. Mom stole $85,000. How is that overdramatic? My cousin Marcus is nodding. And kept $43,000 for herself. This is not about the wedding. This is about theft. Other family members start choosing sides. I can see it happening in real time. Some people move toward Diane. Others move away. The room is dividing. Diane tries playing the victim. I have raised 2 children alone for 11 years. I have sacrificed everything. Maya is vindictive and cruel for exposing this publicly. She is trying to destroy her sister's happiness. You destroyed my future. I looked directly at her. For a party. And then you kept half the money. I cannot believe you are doing this. Amber's makeup is running. My wedding is in 5 days. Everyone is going to remember this disaster instead of my beautiful day. Maybe they should. The words come out steady. Maybe they should remember that Mom valued your party more than my education, that you were okay with that when I confronted you, you called me selfish. Tyler looks stunned. He turns to Amber. You knew about this, and you did not stop it. It is my wedding, Tyler. She grabs his arm. I deserve a beautiful wedding. Not with stolen money. He pulls his arm away. He looks genuinely conflicted, like he is seeing her clearly for the first time. This is the moment where everything shifted, and you need to hear what the wedding planner revealed next. If you are watching this and your heart is pounding, hit subscribe right now because the final chapter is going to shock you. Comment below. Would you have done this differently? Because I still question if I went too far. Patricia Vance stands up from a table in the back. The wedding planner. Diane's supposed best friend. I have something to add. I have provided Maya with recordings of conversations where Diane admitted taking the money. I also have text messages between Diane and Amber from months ago planning how to handle Maya's tantrum when she found out. They premeditated this. She pulls out her phone and projects a text message. From Amber to Diane, dated 3 months ago. Maya does not need that much for college anyway. She can take loans like everyone else. My wedding is more important. Tyler's face changes completely. He looks at Amber like he does not know her. Like she is a stranger. Diane. Uncle Frank's voice is firm. I am calling my lawyer friend tomorrow morning. Maya has grounds for serious legal action. Rachel steps forward. Maya already filed a police report with Austin PD. Detective Sandra Martinez, Financial Crimes Division. Case number 2024, FC 3847. Diane's friends start gathering their purses, making excuses, heading for the door. People are leaving. The rehearsal dinner is collapsing around us. Servers stand frozen, holding trays of appetizers. The sunset outside looks beautiful, but inside everything is falling apart. Tyler's parents approach me. His mother takes my hand. We are so sorry. We had no idea. This is unacceptable. She leans closer and whispers, I am going to talk to my son about reconsidering this wedding. Several family members come over, hugging me, apologizing for doubting me. My cousin Jennifer is crying. I am so sorry I did not believe you at first. Marcus squeezes my shoulder. You did the right thing. Josh runs over from where he was sitting with some cousins. He is crying. He hugs me tight. I am sorry I did not tell you sooner. I was scared of Mom. I look across the room. Diane is sitting alone at a table, crying, completely isolated. Her brother will not look at her. Her friends are gone. The people who defended her minutes ago have moved away. Amber is hysterical. You ruined everything. I hate you. This was supposed to be the happiest week of my life. And last semester was supposed to be the happiest time of mine. I keep my voice steady, getting into my dream school, planning my future. You took that from me. Now you know how it feels. Rachel touches my arm. We should go. We turn toward the door. As we walk out, Tyler follows us into the parking lot. The evening air is warm. I can hear crickets. Music still playing faintly inside. Tyler is pale, shaken. Maya, I am sorry. I genuinely did not know. Amber told me your mom was using family savings. I offered to pay for everything myself, but they insisted. He pauses, runs his hand through his hair. I need to think about whether I can marry someone who would do this, who would call you selfish while benefiting from theft. I nod. That is your choice to make, but you should know who you are marrying. Rachel and I get in her car. She starts driving. My phone is buzzing. I look down. Email from Detective Martinez. Evidence you provided is solid. We are moving forward with charges. Your mother will face legal consequences. Another email. Northwestern Financial Aid. Your extension has been granted. We look forward to welcoming you in the fall. I start crying, relief flooding through me. I did it. I actually did it. But then another notification. Text from unknown number. I do not recognize it. Maya, this is Margaret Liu. I have been monitoring the situation. When you are ready, I have information about your father's life insurance policy that you need to see. It is not what your mother told you. Call me. My stomach drops. Life insurance policy. What life insurance policy? My mother always said Dad did not have life insurance, that we struggled financially after he died because there was nothing. Rachel glances at me. What is wrong? I stare at the text message. There is more. There is always more. Chapter 6 is the final chapter, and what Maya discovers about her dad's life insurance will blow your mind. Hit subscribe right now so you do not miss the ending. Drop a comment. Do you think Tyler will cancel the wedding? I will see you in the final chapter. I am sitting in Margaret Liu's office in Seattle, staring at documents that prove my mother lied about everything. Not just the college fund. Everything. My hands are shaking so hard the papers are rustling. This is 3 weeks after the rehearsal dinner explosion. 3 weeks since I exposed Diane in front of 40 people. 3 weeks since Tyler started questioning his engagement to Amber. And I thought I knew the whole truth. I was wrong. Margaret slides a life insurance policy across her desk. Your father had a $500,000 policy when he died, Maya. Your mother told you it was $100,000. She said it went to funeral costs and debt. I stare at the number. $500,000. My mother told me we were struggling, that we could barely afford things, that I needed scholarships because we had nothing. If you have ever discovered that your entire childhood was built on lies, hit that like button because what Margaret told me next shattered everything I thought I knew about my family. Margaret shows me the payout documentation. Diane received the full $500,000 in 2013. She spent $50,000 on actual funeral expenses and Dad's medical bills. The other $450,000 she kept. She never told anyone. She spent it over 11 years on herself and Amber while telling me we were poor. I think about every time I didn't ask for new clothes because Mom said money was tight. Every time I worked extra shifts at the campus bookstore. Every activity I skipped because we couldn't afford it. Meanwhile, Amber got a $30,000 car. Designer prom dresses. Spring break trips. All paid for with money Dad left for both of us. My mother had $500,000 and told me I was selfish for wanting $85,000 for college. The room feels too small. I cannot breathe right. Margaret hands me water. There is more, Maya. Your mother forged your signature on the college fund withdrawal documents. That is identity theft. The police have confirmed it. I already knew Diane was facing fraud charges, but identity theft carries heavier penalties. Margaret tells me the plea deal: 18 months in prison, 5 years probation, $92,000 in restitution including interest. Her real estate license revoked, her career over. Part of me feels guilty. That part is getting smaller every day. Where is she now, I ask? Minimum security facility in Bastrop. She has been there 4 months. Your brother visited once with Rachel. He said she cried and apologized but blamed your father for not leaving clearer instructions about the life insurance money. Of course she did. Even in prison, Diane cannot take responsibility. Margaret tells me Uncle Frank helped Josh move in with Aunt Rachel permanently. Amber and Tyler did eventually get married, but it was a courthouse ceremony with 12 people. No one talks about the wedding that was supposed to happen. Diane had to sell the house to pay my restitution. She will be in that apartment working retail when she gets out, if she can even find someone to hire her. I should feel victorious. Mostly I feel tired. This is the moment where everything could have broken me, but it did not. If you have ever had to accept that a parent was never going to love you, right? Subscribe right now, because the ending of this story is about survival, not revenge. Margaret hands me one more document. Your grandmother Lily's trust fund still has $287,000. You have your Northwestern tuition covered, a Boeing internship lined up for summer, and a future your father and grandmother fought to protect. I look at Dad's signature on these old insurance papers. He knew. He knew Diane was reckless with money. That is why he set up the trust with Grandma Lily as the backup. He protected me even after he died. 6 months later, I am standing at Northwestern in my mechanical engineering hoodie. I made Dean's List. I have real friends who do not know me as the girl whose mother stole from her. Josh is applying to colleges. Rachel and I have Sunday phone calls. I started therapy. I am building something Diane cannot take away. I visited her in prison once because Josh asked me to. She said she was sorry, but in the same breath said I should have been more understanding of how hard it was raising 2 kids alone. I have not been back. Some people cannot love you the way you need. That is not your failure, that is theirs. What happens when you choose yourself over toxic family is you finally get to breathe. Subscribe because my next story is even crazier. Comment what you would have done differently. I will see you in the next one.